So today we'll walk you through the highlights of searching two key educational databases, ERIC and Professional Development Collection. We'll go over understanding the basics and specific limiters of searching the ERIC database, and I want you to be able to search both the ERIC and Professional Development Collection databases at the same time. We're focusing on those databases because they're specific to education. The Educational Resource Information Center, or ERIC, has more than 1.6 million records and full text to over 63,000 documents. The Professional Development Collection is an often overlooked collection, but it has roughly 520 education journals. We're going to go over some databases today on the ULM Library homepage. We're going to go to Databases by Name. And the first database we're going to look for is ERIC. So I'm going to go to E for ERIC and click on ERIC. ERIC is an EBSCO database, and you can have the database search the contents of more than one database in the same search. ERIC has some very special limiters, so that is why we start with that database. We're going to add the Professional Development Collection as an additional database for our search, so that the database is searching for articles in both collections in one search. Next, we're going to go to Choose Databases, and we're going to scroll down and look for Professional Development Collection. So here I'm going to check the box for Professional Development Collection. If you wanted to add other databases, there isn't a database for educational administration abstracts, but today we're going to keep our search to just these two databases. So I'm going to go down and click OK. Up here at the top, you can click Show All, and you'll be able to see that there are two databases here that will be included in your search. So next, I'm going to show you some limiters that are unique to ERIC now that we have both databases in here. So the first one is the full text limiter. The full text limiter is actually in all of the databases for EBSCO. So if you limit your results to full text, you'll be limiting your search to content that we subscribe to. If you want to leave the search open to everything that EBSCO indexes, whether we subscribe to it or not, you would not check this box. Another limiter here is academic peer-reviewed journals. If you check this box, you'll only receive search results for articles that are peer-reviewed. Another special limiter for ERIC is IES funded. Additionally, if you had an ERIC number, you could enter this information here. I'm going to scroll down so you can see all of the limiters. You can also limit your search results by journal or document, publication type, document type, and if relevant, what works clearinghouse reviewed, and also publication type. The next one I'm going to show you is you can limit your results by education level. You'll see here, if I look through some of these, you could limit your article search results to adult basic education, early childhood education, elementary secondary education, and you'll see there are a lot of choices. Another option you have here is intended audience. So you can limit your intended audience for the article to administrators, community, counselors, media staff, parents, and I believe another option is teachers. You can also limit your search results by language, location identifiers, law, policy, and program identifiers, author, assessment and survey identifiers, or title, and you can limit by publication type or document type. Next, I'm going to go back up to the top of the screen. You can choose any of these limiters, and then it would be time for you to type in your search keywords. If I did a search here for fluency and learning disabilities, You'll see here that I typed learning disabilities in double quotation marks. This is called phrase searching. And if you do this, what this does is when the database searches, your results will include articles that have the keyword phrase either in the article text, subjects, or in the abstract. I also want to show you the Boolean operators here. So you have the options of and, or not. So if I leave this Boolean operator as and, the database will search for articles that have the keyword fluency or the phrase, and the phrase learning disabilities. So the article would have to contain both this keyword and this phrase. If I change this operator to or, and I want to include learning disabilities or dyslexia, I can put that in. And what will happen is that the database will search fluency and learning disabilities or dyslexia. So it will search for articles that have both the phrase learning disabilities and, or the phrase dyslexia. Another thing I want to show you is when you type in a word, you'll see down here that it suggests some other terms or keywords. So this can give you some ideas of terms or phrases to put in your list that you're keeping up with, basically so you can do future searches. Now I'm going to show you this select a field option. So here, if you were looking for a certain keyword term, you could search for it to appear anywhere in the text of the article. You could look for a particular author. You could look for keywords to appear in a title. You could use a word if you wanted the database to search for a subject term. Another one I've used is if you want a keyword to search all of the abstracts to see if a keyword appears in an abstract, you can do that as well. So I just wanted to show you that there are these options. But I'm going to leave this here as select a field optional so that it'll do just a regular keyword search. So now I'm going to click search. So here you'll notice we have over 10,000 results. Over on the left-hand side, I'm going to go ahead and check the box for academic peer-reviewed. And you'll see that cuts our search results down by about 3,000. I'm going to limit results by publication date by using the slider. And we can slide over to 2014, and our search results will be limited to only articles that have been put out in the last 10 years. So now we have even less results. Another powerful feature that EBSCO provides is the subject limiter. So I'm going to scroll down and click on subject. So here you'll see different subjects with numbers beside them. These are articles grouped by subject so that you can have an easier time finding articles that have a specific subject term. You will see several subject terms. I'm going to scroll down and click Show More. So here, if I scroll down, if I check the box for the subject term children and click Update, what's going to happen is our search will include, you'll notice our search results have been limited even more. So this will be a search for fluency and learning disabilities or dyslexia, but the search results contain the words, the articles that have the subject term children. So that limited our search results. If you want to look at an article, you can click on HTML full text or PDF full text. I'm going to go ahead and click on the title of one of these articles. So here you'll see the title of the article, the author, the source information would be the journal, the date, the volume, issue, page range, and number of pages that are contained in the article. You'll also see that this article contains these subjects, and these might be valuable for adding to your keyword or subject list for further searching. A tip is to read the abstract, which is like a summary, to see if this article would be a good article to use for your research. Next, we're going to go over signing in to EBSCO. So I'm going to click Sign Up at the top. The reason we would use this feature would be if you wanted to add articles to a folder. If you don't have an account, you click Sign Up. Later on, you can even use your Google credentials, but normally I just use the credentials that I used at Sign Up to sign into EBSCO. Next, I'm going to go back on my browser. So normally if you sign in, this would say sign out, and that would let you know that you were signed into EBSCO. Once you're logged into EBSCO, you can add articles to a folder with this add to folder option. And you can even select what folders that you want to add articles into, so this can help you organize. Other options here are that you can print or save an article or email an article, but the biggest one I want to show you is the Cite button. So if we click on the Cite button, you'll see different citation styles for this particular article. Be careful though, because sometimes there are inconsistencies or things about the citation that aren't correct, such as there's a dash in front of the C. Here the title is not in sentence case, so that's not correct. What I suggest you do is you start with this citation and then go to your favorite citation manual and check it, or go to the OWL Purdue site and look at the APA manual and just check and make sure it's correct. If it's not correct, just make the changes. But you can copy paste this to your reference section to give yourself a start. If you have any questions about searching any of these databases, don't hesitate to reach out to your subject librarian or one of your instructors. Thank you.